Hello everyone, so this is Padma Keel. I hope you all are doing good. So today I'll be giving you a session on developmental disorders according to
Okay,
size and shape.
so here we have this developmental of disorders. First, let's start with the size. Acha, if there's any question that you guys have, you guys can raise your hand or either tell in the chat option or maybe discuss with me later of the session if you guys want it. Acha, this section is basically divided into a lot of other parts where we have like different types of developmental disorders, but in this session, we'll only be doing size and shape. Okay, so let's start with first the sizes. So we have been divided into microdontia and macrodontia. So micro basically means like smaller in size, whereas macro means larger in size. So microdontia is basically when your dentation basically appears smaller than the usual size. It could be either localized, for example, it's a specific area or a specific tooth region, whereas macrodontia is basically where your tooth basically appears greater in size than in normal. It could again be localized and in generalized. In generalized, it would be in the entire region of the oral cavity, whereas localized is where it's specific in a specific region. So coming towards generalized microdontia, basically in this the teeth may appear relatively small and your maxilla could look more larger or mandible could look more larger because your teeth are basically small तो वो फिर आपका maxilla and mandible बहुत highlight हो रहा होता है और teeth जो है छोटे लग रहे होते हैं. So this is your generalized microdontia in which the teeth in the dentation will appear smaller than normal. Coming towards the localized microdontia, and this is an PCQ question which comes in papers के basically पैक लेटरल्स जो है बेसिकली लोकलाइज्ड माइक्रोडोंशिया मेनली किन टीथ में होता है. सो द आंसर इज मैक्सिलरी लेटरल इंसाइजर्स. सो दीज आर योर पैक लेटरल्स. In this localized microdontia, a single tooth basically appears smaller than normal. But the basic question is about the peg laterals that you need to know that localized microdontia appears in it. And हमारे टाइम पे the question came कि ओ peg laterals कौन सी teeth में commonly found होते हैं. So the answer gonna be your maxillary lateral incisors. I hope I'm clear till now. Coming towards macrodontia, in macrodontia basically we have enlarged teeth throughout the dentation and it's mostly referred as pituitary gigantism, or in which we have is basically we have larger size teeth, whereas microdontia, generalized microdontia is referred as pituitary dwarfism. Dwarfism refers to, smaller in size. Coming towards localized macrodontia, we have is could be like some specific teeth or a specific group of teeth they are larger in size. अच्छा, for this chapter you need to know कि ओ ये condition ये disorder कौन से teeth में more common है. So the important point in this is कि localized microdontia common होता है maxillary lateral incisors में, and localized macrodontia is common in your mandibular third molars or in a condition which is known as hemifacial hypertrophy. You don't need to go detail in this condition, but you need to know कि इस condition में और mandibular third molars में we have is localized macrodontia. So these two important things are important for your MCQ wise. I hope I'm clear. If any questions, you guys can let me know. Coming towards abnormalities in form of teeth. In this, basically, we have is different types of abnormalities. First, we have dilastration. In this chunk, you need to know कि वो कौन सी abnormality में क्या होता है, and you need to see their pictures. I think logbook में cases भी हुए होंगे या CBLs जिसमें you guys would have inserted the pictures of dilastration, fusion, gemination. ये सारी pictures दी होंगी. इसमें का ऑस्टी पे for sure spot आता है. It even came at our midterm time and it also came at our prof time. बहुत simple था. I think एक picture dilastration की थी, उसको कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करना है, बस एग्जैक्टली सेम पिक्चर आएगी जैसे लॉगबुक में लगी हुई है, बट यू गाइस नीड टू गिव इट अ लुक। सो डायलेस्ट्रेशन की पिक्चर फॉर श्योर होती है, फ्यूजन की होती है, जेमिनेशन की होती है, एक दो आई थिंक वो टेलन कस्प वाली है समथिंग होती है, सो उसकी पिक्चर्स देख लेना, इट्स अ रियली स्कोरिंग एंड इजी क्वेश्चन। कमिंग टुवर्ड्स डायलिस्ट्रेशन, इट्स बेसिकली कि आपका जो टूथ रूट जो है वो कर्व हो जाए, कुड बी इधर डिस्टली या मीजियली, बट वो टूथ रूट जो है वो बेसिकली बहुत कर्व हुआ होता है। एंड व्हाट इज बेसिकली द इफेक्ट ऑफ डायलिस्ट्रेशन इज कि सिंस डायलिस्ट्रेटेड टूथ जो होता है उसको एक्सट्रैक्ट करना इट्स डिफिकल्ट, एंड प्लस उसमें रूट कैनाल से फिलिंग जो है वो इट्स वे डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज द कैनाल, जो आपके कैनाल्स होते हैं उनका काफी कर्व कैनाल्स होते हैं, तो उनका अडेप्ट करवाना it's much difficult because of the canal curvature. Then we have toroidontism. I think this came in our OSP spot. So basically, this has a bull-like tooth. You will see कि उसपे जो tooth होता है उसपे काफी bulk amount भी form भी होती है, and you need to know कि उसकी cause क्या है. The cause of the toroidontism is the failure of the Hertwig root sheath to invaginate at a horizontal level. Acha, this is the important question कि which syndrome is associated with toroidontism. It's an MCQ question. You need to remember your fingertips, Klinefelter's and Down syndrome. They're associated with toroidontism, and it also happens in your multi-rooted teeth. But why multi-rooted teeth? Because multi-rooted teeth में furcation होती है, and toroidontism always happens in apically displaced furcation. So multi-rooted teeth में furcation, so that's why it happens in multi-rooted teeth, and which syndromes are associated with. They are basically your Klinefelter's and your Down syndrome. Any questions so far? Okay, so moving on ahead, coming towards conditions where we have gemination and fusion. So gemination and fusion, they usually happen in your primary teeth, especially in the anterior region, for example, in your incisors and your canines. So you need to know which teeth are more affected by gemination and fusion. They are your anterior teeth. And in gemination, you can see that basically there is a partial division of single tooth germ. So basically, a single tooth will divide partially. So you can see that the two tooth germs, you can observe two tooth germs. Once I'm done with all this, I'll be showing you the clinical pictures also. So gemination में you'll see कि दो tooth germs form हो रहा basically sorry gemination में एक tooth germ basically divide हो रहा होगा into two, whereas fusion में दो tooth germs एक साथ unite हो रहे होंगे to form a one tooth germ. अब fusion में since you know कि basically you will see कि fusion में क्या होता है और germination में क्या होता है. Since fusion is basically the result of the union of two separate tooth germs, you can see कि उसमें हमेशा how will you identify कि one teeth less होगा in the arc because वो teeth जो है वो fuse हो जाते हैं with the other teeth. That's why the identification point is in fusion. There will be always one less tooth in the arc. And it's mainly happens in your anterior teeth. And in gemination, it happens that basically one tooth germ divides into two. अच्छा, फ्यूजन में जो है बेसिकली फ्यूजन एंड जेमिनेशन में द मोस्ट बिग डिसएडवांटेजेस विद स्पेसिंग एंड क्राउडिंग हकर्स. स्पेसिंग जब अगर होगी बेसिकली एग्जांपल फॉर एग्जांपल इन फ्यूजन बिकॉज दो तीर है वो आपस में फ्यूज हो गए होंगे, तो जो दूसरा तीर जो फ्यूज हो गया उसकी जगह थोड़ी सी खाली रह जाएगी. दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव दिस स्पेसिंग इन इट, whereas at times crowding हो रही होती है because of the more space being required. So the main disadvantage of gemination and fusion is the spacing and the crowding. I hope I'm clear so far. Acha. So the clinical implications are कि उसमें फर्स्टली एस्थेटिक्स का ना कॉम्प्रोमाइज। फॉर एग्जांपल आई टोल्ड यू कि एंटीरियर रीजन में होता था। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एंटीरियर रीजन में फ्यूजन नहीं दिए तो वो इतनी एविडेंट होगी तो कॉम्प्रोमाइज एस्थेटिक्स। क्राउडिंग होती है या स्पेसिंग होती है। क्राउडिंग इज व्हेन देयर इज लेस स्पेस, एंड spacing में तो space is already left there and there is no tooth, usually like in cases of fusion and germination. Okay, and now we also can have periodontal diseases because it's difficult to clean the tooth and it can later destroy your periodontium, and it can also have an asymmetric dental arc. Why asymmetrical dental arc? Because obviously alignment of the teeth जो है वो disturb हो जाती है. Coming towards one more is concrescence. Concrescence में क्या होता है कि basically your roots gonna unite. ठीक है, at the सीमेंटम लेवल पे आपके जो है रूट्स जो है बेसिकली यूनाइट हो रहे होते हैं. Which teeth are more affected by this? You need to remember this is your maxillary second and your third molars. And इसकी causes क्या होती है? इसकी causes is your traumatic injury, crowding, and hypercementosis. You need to know these causes also. Could come in MCQ या फिर could come in OSPB के conferences क्या when you need to write its causes. So you need to know कि वो वैसे इतना causes पे आता नहीं, but you need to know कि वो traumatic injury है, crowding है, hypercementosis है, and the most teeth affected are your maxillary second and your third molars. अच्छा, the most important that comes is इसकी picture is basically your dense evaginatus and your dense invaginatus. Evaginatus में basically क्या होता है कि cusp like enamel protrusion होती है occlusal surface पे. I wish मैं अभी साथ में pictures दिखा देती, but I'll just show you pictures at the end of this. Dense evaginatus में क्या होगा कि आपको basically ऐसा तुत होगा जिसमें आपको दिख रहा होगा कि थोड़ा सा ना cusp like enamel protrusion हो रही होगी on the occlusal या lingual surface पे हो रहा होगा, आपको लगेगा वो cusp like है. And then उसका it affects mainly your premolars. अच्छा, why how this happens is basically your proliferation of the inner enamel epithelium during the tooth development. उसकी proliferation, inner enamel epithelium की proliferation during your tooth development results in your dense evaginatus. Coming towards dense invaginatus, basically इसमें जो enamel organ है ना वो basically आपका invaginate हो रहा होता है. Like you can see कि tooth within a tooth, ऐसा लग रहा होता है कि like एक tooth है within a tooth because of the invagination of the enamel organ in the dental papilla. The most teeth that are affected by your dense invaginatus is you need to know your maxillary lateral incisors. And it can again result in your defective enamel, your dentine, your pulpitis. Coming towards one more, telencus. Actually, telencus basically it's a supernumerary cusp. You can say an extra cusp, which is found on the lingual aspect of your maxillary septal incisors. Now you need to know कि talon cusp होता क्या है, which teeth is most affected is your maxillary septal incisor. वहाँ cingulum portion पे you will see कि एक extra cusp जो है develop होने लगता है, जो basically it resembles your eagle's talon. That's why it's known as talon cusp. So the teeth that is most affected by it is your maxillary central incisors. Now, enamel pearl, we know this since oral biology. Okay, basically, deposition of the enamel at any other side is basically known as enamel pearl. So you can see that on the root side, mainly on the furcation area of the roots, you will see that there is small droplet of the enamel. This is known as enamel pearl. The main teeth that involves is your maxillary permanent molars. And what are the results of enamel pearl is your root caries, because obviously वहाँ deposition of the enamel हो जाती है, hence the cleaning is not effective there because वो root पे हम clean ही नहीं कर पाते, हम cementum level पे clean नहीं कर पाते because वहाँ जो है enamel की obviously deposition होने लग जाती है. And there is an external resorption plus there is a inflammation of pulp also. Coming towards one more, that is the supernumerary roots. Supernumerary means the extra number. So basically, it happens. I'm not about talking about supernumerary teeth. I'm talking about supernumerary roots. So it's basically कि आपके extra number of roots होते हैं, a larger number of the roots होते हैं, and they're mostly found in your mandibular canines, usually in your premolars, and your molars, but most importantly in your canines. Again, for example, if larger number of roots होंगे, you can see it will be more harder to extract it. Plus, it will be more harder to, treat it, especially like doing endodontic treatments. So this was all for the chapter. I'll show you the pictures ताकि इससे more clear हो. But just give a brief review. Just giving a brief review. You need to know localized macrodontia. May you need to know the peg laterals thing. Then localized macrodontia. May you need to know the third molars and hemifacial hypertrophy thing. For dilation, you need to know their clinical significance. For periodontism, you need to know the syndromes that are associated with it. For gemination and fusion, you need to know the location where they usually occur and their clinical implications. For concrescence, you need to know the etiology and the tooth it mostly affects. For dense evaginitis and vaginitis, you need to know the pathogenesis and the teeth that it mainly affects. Definition से सबकी आनी चाहिए. Terenchyma, again, you need to know it affects maxillary central incisors. Enamel pearl, you need to know, okay, basically it's usually found at the furcation of the roots and the results of this. And supernumerary roots, same. Just give me a minute, I'll find some clinical pictures. So basically, you can see generalized macrodontia. They are usually showing your lateral incisors. You can see basically, and your central incisors. So basically, they are appearing enlarged in size than compared to the actual normal teeth. This was for macrodontia, and this is basically your microdontia. इसमें you can see that, for example, maxillary lateral incisors, you can see they're appearing usually less in size than compared to the normal tooth. So you can say refer them as peg laterals also. Now let me show you dilation. Okay, so this is your dilation. Actually, ये वाली picture is a similar picture logbook में it comes. And this is like a clinical picture, and this is your radiographic picture. You can see this area basically that there is like the curving of the roots. And then again, इसकी clinical significance, I told you कि extraction gets difficult, pulpitis होता है, endodontic treatments difficult हो जाती हैं. Okay, so this is your talon cusp, which I told you कि usually maxillary central incisors होते हैं. Singular portion पे एक supernumerary cusp होता है जो basically आपका it resembles like your eagle's cusp, eagle's talon, sorry. Yeah. Then we have this taurodontism. Yeah, so this is basically taurodontism where you can see कि bull-like tooth होता है. It happens at the apical furcation, like here. And syndromes that are associated with are your Klinefelters and your Down syndrome. Now we have supernumerary roots. Yeah, for example, you can see कि like you can see कि इसमें 3 or 4 roots हो रहे हैं. So the tooth have like extra number of the roots. Hence, is cases may be like for example, you can see this picture. Like इस picture में this you can see an extra root is just इसमें तो supernumerary tooth extra है, but some cases में जिसमें root extra हो रहा हो ना, where the extraction gets difficult and again endodontic treatment gets difficult. Yeah, and this is the picture for basically our dense evaginators where I told you कि basically enamel cusp-like protrusion होती है on the occlusal or the lingual surface. In this case, you can see that occlusal surface पे एक enamel cusp-like protrusion, or you can see that it looks like, a cusp, but it's basically dense evaginators. Like for more pictures, you can see this area. It's basically cusp-like enamel cusp-like protrusion on the occlusal and surface, and it can also happen on the lingual surface. And this is basically a dense invaginatus. Just basically you can see कि a tooth like it basically appears कि tooth के अंदर दूसरा tooth है because of the enamel organ invaginating in your dental papilla. So that's your dense invaginatus. And let me show you gemination and fusion. So basically you can see gemination and fusion में two tooth germs are uniting, whereas gemination में one tooth germ is basically partially dividing into two. So here it's the picture. You can see that here it's happening. Whereas let me show you fusion. So here you can see the fusion occurring. Acha, again repeating, just make sure you guys give a look to the logbook clinical pictures. You can see basically this case where the fusion is happening between the two primary teeth. And hence you can see कि sides पे थोड़ी spacing भी हो रही है. And now we have this again, you can see this enamel pearl. Like see, enamel की deposition roots पे हो रही है. Hence it's basically enamel pearl. I think I'm done with all the pictures. I have some questions in chat. Let me see them. I'm so sorry, I just saw the voice thing, Abhi. I hope the voice was clear. Any questions so far?
Fatma, I guess Varisha has some question.
Okay, just let me look.
She has in the chat, I guess.
Acha. So Varisha, your question is कि how will you differentiate gemination and your normal tooth? Because then you might get confused. अच्छा, gemination में basically it happens तो जो basically थोड़ा सा enlarge लग रहा होगा crown की साइड पे से, और वो टूथ नंबर सेम होंगे दोनों डेंटेशंस पे इन द जेमिनेशन ऑल्सो एंड द नॉर्मल कंडीशन ऑल्सो, बट जेमिनेशन में यू विल सी कि थोड़ा सा क्राउन जो है ना वो बेसिकली एनलार्ज लग रहा होता है, एंड ऐसा लग रहा होता है कि क्राउन जो है ना बेसिकली टू हाफ्स में सेपरेट हुआ है. सो यू नीड टू लाइक क्लिनिकली सी एंड रेडियोग्राफिकली सी कि अगर क्राउन की स्प्लिटिंग दिख रही है या नहीं. एंड ऑल्सो जो जेमिनेशन है उसमें यू विल सी कि एसिमेट्रिकल डेंटल आर्क होगी, थोड़ी सी टूथ अलाइनमेंट प्रॉपर नहीं हुई होगी because of the enlargement and the division of the crown. So two factors just where you can identify is to one, there will be division of the crown and even थोड़ी सी enlargement of the crown भी होगी which will result in your tooth disalignment. I hope I'm clear now. So your x-rays and your visual examination are the important factors to distinguish it. Any more questions? Okay, then I assume everything is clear and I hope this session was productive for you guys. So now, for now, I'm ending this session. If बाद में किसी को questions है, you guys can contact me or you guys can send questions or any queries to Hania, and she is our team member, so she will forward those queries to me. So thank you all for attending.